So now the first session of this afternoon is dedicated to environmental education. So climate change, respect of the environment, and awareness raising around the topic are parts of the STARS DNA since its beginning 6 years ago. In thematic pilots like Where Sustain, water management, Stars for Water, and Mind Spaces and Reframe, also in STARS Residency, regional STARS centers, and the prize. Several art-driven projects have developed solutions or produced installations that propose new perspectives and promote the transition to a green and circular economy. So today, 3 projects addressing this field will be pitching. And to introduce them, we have invited the architects Panos, Sakkas and Foteini, Setaki, founders of the New Row, which is a research and design studio based in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, founded in 2015 with the ambition to give new life to discarded materials through design, robots, and craftsmanship. And we have a history, let's say, with the New Row because Panos and Foteini were funded by STARS Residency's Vertigo, where they developed further their project, and they were also part of STARS in Motion last year. So I'm very happy to have them today, and I really love personally their project because they have a real true value proposition with citizen participation, collaboration with the public authorities, and really a novel approach to recycling and design. So they have it all, and I'm very happy that they accepted our invitations. Panos, the floor is yours now. Thank you.
Thank you, Redley. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. And okay, great. So
we see your.
You also see my screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So I will start the presentation. Thank you a lot for the invitation and for the introduction. So I will try not to repeat again the things in the presentation. It's I'm Panos Sakkas, and I'm a founding partner of the New Row. It's a research and design studio that we founded together with Foteini Setaki in 2015. Since then, we've been focusing on using plastic waste as a raw material for new products, especially products that are made with robotic fabrication. Because in our opinion, plastic is a good material, but it's just wrongly used. So the core of our activities and our, let's say, creativity and business is that the plastic waste is a local resource, is in abundance, and we can use it properly for better applications than just throwing it away to be landfilled or to end up in our oceans. The vision first is to create products and to create a cycle in which plastic can stay inside. So from our recycling bin to a process that plastic is being recycled, and then to create products that afterwards can be recyclable, can be traced, and can have a longer life and not to be just a single-use product. The type of plastic that we've been using are, it's a big variety. They are urban plastic, like plastic from single-use plastic packaging that we throw in our waste bins every day in our homes, but also marine plastic from fishing gear or like from shipping gear, products that are exist in the sea, and there are tools of, let's say, operations there. So our raw material is plastic waste, and then the way that we're trying to transform it is with digital craftsmanship. So we are using, let's say, a large-scale 3D printing technique with a robotic arm, but in a way so that we can actually not just fabricate anything, but try to create a new kind of visual language with that. And what we want to say with digital craftsmanship is that we want to emphasize on the technique and on the possibilities that this new method provides. So from the beginning, we can have a variety of colors and different thicknesses and different shapes of layers, as you can see here. Then we can take these things as a vocabulary for a new language in different types of objects. Also working further with the lines and make them as a subtle texturing, so not just geometrical, let's say, designs, but also a bit more textural, from opaque to transparent, or a bit even more, let's say, disturbed into a type of weaving, let's say, effect that uses the line as the main ornament, or just geometrical manipulations for products. Of course, these are, let's say, there are techniques, but then all what we are making, we are trying to keep it in a context that it has a strong storytelling. So somehow it can, let's say, raise some awareness, or it can somehow, let's say, disseminate a message to the users or to the public. So I will start with some projects and products that we have done, and I will finish the presentation with two main projects that are, let's say, represent more a 360, let's say, approach that we have around design and production in a sustainable way. This is our first product. It was in 2016. It's the XXX bench. It's actually a bench for the city of Amsterdam made out of recycled plastic, equal to the amount that 2 Amsterdamers were producing during that year. I will skip the video because the time is not a lot. In the beginning, and mainly actually, our main products are outdoor furniture, because we believe that plastic there has a better, let's say, performance. And we believe that, especially in the public space of the cities, plastic waste can become a source to create, let's say, part of the landscape. So this is this project is called Comet. It's for a city of Mechelen in Belgium. It was about a new development that was made by using recycled plastic that were collected by a local community, and was designed according to, let's say, the architectural ornaments of the building that was going to be built there in after 1 year. This demonstrates also the ability of 3D printing to actually doing one-off custom-made designs with more advantages than, let's say, conventional other techniques. Another project is the Hermes chair. It's a project that demonstrates also that how we can use our production waste. So it's made out of third life plastic waste. It's plastic waste that we have initially used for something to prototype, didn't work out, then we had to break it, and then we had to recycle it again, demonstrating that it is possible to actually create, let's say, a cycle for plastic and be able to recycle more than one times. Here we are playing not only with the shape, but also with the coloring. It's an ability, it's a benefit of the technique, and it's a possibility with this technique. Another example is this exhibition furniture for the Coca-Cola company that we had done in 2018, and shows how you can create hybrid furniture that can combine seating elements, benches, and so on. And the elements, again, a project that is made out of marine plastic that draws inspiration from, let's say, elements that we see on the beach. And it is, let's say, realized as 3 types of products: a footpath for the beach, a fitting room to change, and a sunbed. Here we have worked a lot in new ways of actually using the robotic arm in how the layers are being applied. We have tried to also create new qualities in the printing, so perforation in order for the water to drain, or to create some ventilation so that the plastic surface is not very hot, or even self-shadowing. So now I will start with the 2 basic projects that somehow summarize our, let's say, 360 approach. First one is Print Your City. It was a project that we started in 2018. It was a project commissioned by the Coca-Cola company. We want to work with companies like Coca-Cola or other companies that really are partially, let's say, have a great responsibility about plastic waste, because we believe that this is a way to actually make a change when you're collaborating with the let's say important stakeholders. So in that sense, we wanted to realize the concept of a closed cycle in a city where people could actually come in the center of the city in an experience center. They could be educated through a tour about recycling, about waste production, and about circular economy. And at the end, they would be able to see live a real application, in this case, Print Your City, where furniture for the public space were printed on site by using their plastic waste. This project was done also together with the microsite, where citizens could go inside and could somehow customize the furniture that they wanted, their favorite furniture, choose colors, choose some functions and so on, and also some locations. And then they could see at the end result, how much recycled plastic it could use and how much impact, let's say, it could create. The most popular furniture and designs were actually placed on let's say, the most popular square in the city of Thessaloniki, and they also had extra additional functions like a small water bowl for the dogs, or for bike parking. But most importantly, they had a big impact in the sense of only with 20 furniture, we managed to recycle 1.5 tons of recycled plastic and reduce a lot of CO2 emissions. And furthermore, we managed to do all these things inside a radius of 15 kilometers, where these 3 points were actually the points where the products were made, the products were placed, and the recycle took place. So kind of hyper-local, you might say, project. At the end, it's important to make things that not only have a good storytelling and a good story behind it, but also they can be enjoyable by people, because then you can spread more the awareness, and you can have a bigger societal and environmental impact. It's interesting because after that project, we also worked with this product with other companies. In this case, with a shoe company that used them as a let's say prop in their photo shooting for their sustainable let's say bio shoes. The second project is called Second Nature, and it started in 2017. Again, this project took place in Greece, and it's actually started by creating a series of small seashells of endangered species of the Mediterranean, made out of plastic coming from fishing nets or fishing gear that were just discarded in the seas. In these specific products, actually, they were not products, they were like statement pieces, they were artifacts, they were just a carrier of a message and a demonstration of what we can do, and had no functional value other than that. But it introduced us in a new place, in a new category of let's say ways that we could use, and also it became the beginning of a collaboration with the Foundation Ekaterina Skaridi in Greece, that ended up in scaling up this idea into something bigger, into becoming, let's say, an inspiration of a new company in Greece called Blue Cycle, that they would actually, they are actually recycling fishing gear and shipping gear, turning them into material for the plastic industry or for other uses, but also material for a robotic lab that takes place in Piraeus, and for furniture or other type of objects for the hospitality sector and the outdoor spaces. So that's about what I wanted to share with you. They are all projects that started with a big vision, but gradually, step by step, they were materialized with realistic goals and with useful and, let's say, very valuable partners. So I would say success also to the other three presentations, and I'm really looking forward to share all the interesting stuff that you have and that you all have to share with us. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Panos. It is very, very inspiring, I think, for the team that will present in this session, but also for all of us. So congratulations. So now the first speech that we will have is Roy with GoCup Carbon. I think we are all set up. Roy, the floor is yours.
Okay, so you can see my slides, right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so I can start. First of all, I have to thank Panos for his presentation, because I would say that the new role is much more sophisticated in terms of upcycling. But GoCup Carbon is also doing something about plastics. So first of all, I hope everyone had a good lunch, because I had two. I had pasta. And here I can show you some plastic bags for my pasta. I just save them, keep them, and then reuse them. Because I know that plastic production, plastic pollution is a huge problem now. So this is also what GoCup Carbon wants to do. So here you can see, I think many people also know that plastic production is growing exponentially. Some studies even suggest that by 2050, plastic production will be double. So we want to do something. Because we are here about arts and also technology, so we also want to do something about arts and culture. So I think many European cultural organizations or artists will also agree that they work very hard to expand their audiences, but it is difficult. So we want to bring more audiences, especially new audiences, into theaters, cultural events, and exhibition. Here is our solution: GoCup Carbon, a carbon calculator app with an information page for cultural events within the city, and also some discount tickets for our users. Here is our user journey. It's very simple. First of all, people download the app, then calculate their carbon footprint. They will take up some plastic recycling challenges. If they succeed, they will be rewarded with points inside the app, and then they can just check out cultural events within the city on our information page. If they're interested, they can just sign up and redeem some discount tickets with their bonuses, their points. Finally, they can attend the events and also share on social media. So maybe one remark would be about plastic recycling challenges, because we also know that most of the recycled plastics are also just disposed very randomly without some meaningful use afterward. So we would say that asking people to recycle plastics is just our first step, because we want to join force to let people to show their to express their stand about plastic pollution. At the same time, we also want to form a network between the cultural organization and artists. Maybe later on in the second step, we will do more upcycling. At the same time, we will organize, for example, some performances, or even maybe to write some letters to some companies or maybe to some city governments to boost environmental protection. We hope to do that. So for you artists and cultural organizations, maybe you will be interested, I hope so. But you will ask us what you can do to join us, to offer your events to us. It is even more straightforward. You just have to tell us how many tickets you will assign to GoCup Carbon, and then you share some event details and also promotional materials with us. Then we will do the rest. We'll put your event on our information page. If people want to redeem tickets, we'll process. People just come to your door and enjoy your events. So sounds good. Maybe the second question would be how people think about it. Does it have a market? We did a survey before. Actually, the response was quite positive. Around 20% of the respondents said with our offerings, they're more likely to use a carbon calculator app. So we will target those 20% of the population, which is a sizable market, we would say. Here is our timeline. We started out last year in October. Now we are fortunate and also grateful to be part of Starts in Motion and also in the joint city government's program. We have 8 cultural partners in connection, and we plan to complete our app by Q3 this year. We will roll out our beta in France in Q4. We aim to reach 20,000 users by Q3 next year. So if you're interested, because we are looking for artists and event organizers to offer their events, just contact us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hai, and I have to say congratulations because your time was 5 minutes and 0 seconds. So perfect. Okay, thanks a lot and congratulations. Now the next sorry, yes.
I am trying to unshare my screen.
You have to click on escape. Okay. So the next project that we have pitching is a Chernobyl App, and it will be presented by Valerie Korshunov. Sorry. So if I understand well, I have to first share a video that is on YouTube, right, Valerie? Okay, so I will try to do it properly. Just a minute. Okay. But the problem is that
I think it's another video now.
Well, I don't know. This is the one that I think you sent me.
Can you check it in Slack, please?
Yes. Just give 1 minute. Okay. I have it. No, because what you sent me is well, let me check again. Okay, I have it. Sorry, my fault. Okay, so I will share again.
Hi, my name is Lily Posner. I'm working with Chernobyl topic last 4 years. I want to introduce you my current project. It's called Chernobyl application, Chernobyl app. This is an official application of the Chernobyl exclusion zone.
З кожним роком місто Прип'ять руйнується все більше та більше. Екскурсоводи кажуть, що ще за 3-5 років воно просто може змінитися до невпізнавності. Тому ентузіасти створили мобільний додаток, який має закарбувати місто, яким воно є зараз.
This application called to serve as a cultural heritage digitalization that combines a full collection of information about Chernobyl with AR add-on that expands the user experience. For those who want to do a detailed study on the topic, the application presents a 3D model for famous objects that were scanned in the exclusion zone. 360-degree portal for virtual visits directly to Chernobyl. Sought after exhibits of the National Museum of Chernobyl, secret maps of radiation pollution, declassified KGB documents about Chernobyl, accurate historical data and information about current scientific and cultural projects of Chernobyl, and use from the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Additionally, the application can serve as a tourist guide, accompanying the user to the exclusion zone on 5 tourist routes, describing each location, photos of objects, and presenting exclusive audio guides. With this application, you can quickly understand what is Chernobyl about, why it has happened, what the consequences are, virtually visit to the exclusion zone, and its most known locations, and even put the famous Ferris wheel on your kitchen table or get under the arc of the fourth Chernobyl reactor.
Щоб досягти такого ефекту, потрібно витратити чимало часу, тож команда ентузіастів не раз відвідувала Чорнобиль.
35 years after the Chernobyl App presented effective exhibitions in anti-COVID format. It was held simultaneously in 50 cities. All you need to hold the exhibition is to print 35 posters and download the Chernobyl App that will allow you to learn about Chernobyl from different angles in a format interactive to modern audience and demonstrate the application's capabilities and potential for culture and educational projects. The posters would come alive when you point the app camera at them and present archive and modern videos explaining the topic on the poster. Any institution can hold the exhibition based on the Chernobyl applications until the end of this year. To do this, fill out the form on our website, Chernobyl App. In Chernobyl application, we have a lot of interesting information. It's a declassified files, a lot of files, a lot of documents from Museum of Chernobyl. We really exhibit Museum of Chernobyl that we stand here. Also, we will stand a few interesting locations of the exclusion zone, and you never can go there because it's prohibited.
Один из самых популярных иностранцев туров по зоне отчуждения будет доступен в смартфоне. Побывать в городе Призраке, Припяти и окрестностях Чернобыльской АЭС может каждый, не выходя из дома.
Okay, thank you for this video. And also, I want to say that at coronavirus time, mobile application, we understand that this is a good solution for cultural institutions because a lot of cultural institutions and museums and galleries was closed. And mobile applications, it's a new source to find and to communicate with your audience in a digital formats. And also, as I said in this video, we was develop exhibition in this mobile application for the 50 places, and it was really good and really interesting because also we was working with schools and educational institutions because for children it's prohibited to go to the exclusion zone, and a lot of them want to involve in this topic. So at quarantine at the schools, we bring this exhibition to the schools, and a lot of people was happy. And a lot of and also have photographs from the small villages, from the small schools, galleries, institutions. It was really helpful for them in this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. So I put the link of your video also in the chat because I'm not sure if the images were fluent for everyone. So if you want to see it again, you have the link. Okay, so we are a little late, so we will now go through the third project with Pneumo In and Out from Hasib Ahmed.
Hello, just share my screen. Yeah, sorry, one moment. Okay. One moment, I have to rejoin. Please, just one moment. I didn't know this issue with the...
Okay, yeah, we knew that one technical problem at least would happen, so this is now. So I take just the occasion to tell you that in the chat, you can present yourself, tell us what you do. If you want to connect with the team, send us, you can let your contact. And if you have questions already on the two projects that just pitched, please go ahead. Is that okay, Hazib?
Yeah, I would like to present my project, but for some reason I will not be able to record it. Okay, now it's working. Thank you very much for your patience.
No problem.
Okay, can you see everything and hear me? Everything's fine?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. My name is Hasib Ahmed, and it's a great pleasure to be speaking with you all today. I'm an artist currently based in Brussels, and for the last 10 years, I've been working extensively with the wind and air, often in a transdisciplinary methodology, so collaborating with scientists and engineers. So today I'll present my project Pneuma Inside and Out. The first point I wanted to make is that, well, all life as we know it exists within the relatively thin layer of atmosphere, which is held to the surface of the Earth with gravity. So we're kind of like fish in water, but all of our senses are tuned in a way to kind of cancel out this invisible medium of the air that we rely on. So a lot of my artwork has been trying to create a sensibility and a sensitivity to what does the air contain, what does it convey. So, for example, I produced an artwork where I created a wind tunnel. Wind tunnels are typically used to study atmospheric phenomena in a controlled space. And in this case, it was creating a turbulence pattern that appeared as the face of the wind. And I linked this face of the wind with bioelectric feedback signals to see if we could actually inhabit the wind. So how can we make the air and the wind meaningful to us? I've been working with the wind and air as a medium since 2008 and 2009 when I started doing my master's in the program in art, culture, and technology at MIT, where I produced a site-specific artwork within a wind tunnel there. And I continued this while I've been working with the Von Karman Institute for Fluid Dynamics. So here I produced an artwork as an acoustic vortex within their largest L1 wind tunnel. And what was interesting is, like, how can we actually shape and how can we shape the air, in this case by using sound, and how can we make it meaningful to us? In the bottom right, you see a computational fluid dynamic simulation of what an acoustic vortex looks like, and above the spiral of the cochlear part of the inner ear, which actually gives us our sense of balance and also conveys sound. This is another version of the same piece at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Antwerp. So, going into how does the wind shape our built environments? And as architects know that in urban plans, we often have to consider urban wind canyons, wind nuisance, and so on. This is a walk by city planner Emil Ahrens in Rotterdam presenting just that, which I organized. But what I'm really interested in Pneuma Inside and Out in is what do we do when we have the same volume of air which is recirculating inside of a building? The more sustainable buildings become and get LEED certifications, for instance, the more they become completely closed envelopes of air circulation, which HVAC systems, because if you open a window, you also increase the energy coefficients it takes to heat and cool that building. This becomes a major problem when we arrive now within Corona, and this project was started before Corona, but as we know, a lot of diseases and viruses are transmitted aerially, and we see here some studies that kind of depict this, how it's transmitted through droplets. But before this, there are also other problems. So, for example, a lot of office furniture is created using formaldehyde solvents. One in particular, C8, for example, is it's thought that 99% of Americans contain this solvent within their bloodstream. So this is also transmitted through the air. So in order to address this question and problem, I've been working with a couple of consultants, Buildwind, which is also based in Brussels, and also Neurogames in Cologne, to create a virtual reality simulation of airflows within office spaces, to see how air is moved within an office space, which HVAC systems, and how that's affected by how air is moved by the heat of machines and body heat and other aspects like this. This is currently being developed through the Mindspaces project from STARTS, and we're creating a virtual reality simulation in which we'll actually be able to see all of this invisible movement of an actual office space as an aid to design tool, and also to consult on air quality and safety within buildings. Furthermore, this project is supplemented by another aspect which is currently under development, which is an AI, which looks at different emotional relationships to air quality. So, for example, we can think of the expression "a cool breeze" has a lot of literary uses to connotate many pleasant conditions. So, how can we inform our idea of air quality through also its emotional and meaningful impacts? And lastly, also developing maybe a possibility with Up2Metric to create an interior weather condition, which is informed by this simulation in real time using air quality control sensors, humidity, dehumidifiers, and so on. My project is informed by kind of bringing back an ancient understanding of air and wind as it relates to the four humors. The four humors being the classical concept of medicine, where it was thought that while the body is a membrane which is passing the exterior and interior out, in order to create balance within the body, you need to mediate that and regulate how we're affected to hot, cold, damp, or dry air and winds. So that's also part of this project as well in the background research. Currently, I've developed the project through the Mindspaces project, and throughout the summer, I'm going to try to develop this into a kind of more coherent
Sorry to cut you, but it's already 6 minutes, so please.
Oh yeah, that's my last slide.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So everyone, if you have questions, please go ahead in the chat, or you can talk directly. And Panos, I'm sure you have some things to tell to the team.
Yes. First of all, I mean, the presentations were very nice. For the two first presentations, I really would like to ask what would be the next steps that they want to do in their project and what they're missing, like to go to this next step. The last presentation, there were like so many interesting projects that were presented, so I don't know which one to choose, but I think that since all this is a beautiful start, what would be the next step for them that they wish to do? Maybe we can start with the first presentation and then.
Our immediate next step will have 3 dimensions. First one, about the audience. We will first try to recruit some ambassadors in the city so they can promote the project. And then about the technical dimension, we will try to complete our app. And finally, about our network, we will try to link up to more cultural organizations and also artists, maybe not just in the city, but in also some other European countries, so we can have more offerings to our users.
And I have to share this
Okay, thank you.
people present.
Okay, for us, we develop a new platform for the creating of the mobile applications for different cultural institutions. So we have a Chernobyl application, and we know how it would with our situation, with a complicated topic and about the cultural heritage side. So we decide to develop it more like a startup, and we will produce new mobile applications. Also, at the time of this accelerator, we was discovered a few interesting things for us, and also find 2 new clients. These clients from Ukraine, but we are looking for new clients in Europe. Also, in the end of the August of this year, we will produce a new exhibition with 10 European countries. It will be a small application, a small exhibition with using our application too. And after that, we will decide to find funding in a European startup platform and also in the Creative European program, like that. So for this year, we plan to develop 3 new applications, and for the next year, like for the next round, we would try to find 5 new clients in Europe.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I have a kind of slightly different situation as the other two because I'm an artist kind of coming into business, right? And thinking about how I can apply some of my work into a kind of more clear format for an application. During the summer, I will work on solidifying the virtual reality setup, which I think can be used as a consultancy and design tool. And that's what we'll develop now. And with this Starts in Motion mentors, developing a business plan and moving forward with that. Some of these other aspects, like the interior weather, which I've developed with Up2Metric, that will be used directly in an exhibition, which will be shown in Richmond, Virginia in September. So I have a series of exhibitions that are kind of leading up to kind of, let's say, proof of concept scenarios that end up in eventually in the product. And yeah.
No, thank you for all the responses. It was a truly very inspiring session.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Panos and the 3 guys of this session. It was very nice. I think we have to stop now because we are a little late. But I see, Panos, that there is a question. No, it's a question, a comment more in the chat for you, Hasib. From if you want to answer directly in the chat, please go ahead. Now I give the floor to my dear colleague Martina.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Martina Vivarelli, and I work at Innova, and I'm one of the managers of Starts in Motion.